Good morning. It's Thursday, July 17th, and I have terrible news for you. And it's something that I hope that you feel the same way as I do about this. There were massive firings that took place the other day at the U.S. Health and Human Services Department. They got a notification that said, "You are hereby notified that you are officially separated from HHS at the close of business on July 14, 2025. Thank you for your service to the American people." And I think that is a disgrace. That was the message that thousands of federal employees at the U.S. health agencies received when they were laid off by email on Monday. Although the job cuts were originally announced on April 1st, they were delayed due to a legal battle. However, on July 8th, the Supreme Court ruled that the Department of Health and Human Services may move forward with the terminations. And this is a massive reduction in force, and it stems from an executive order by President Donald Trump in February, because he's cutting everybody and everything, and he knows little about most of the things that he's cut off. And these people were notified by email. So those mass firings were carried out after the Supreme Court issued their decision. And this is thousands of employees. This is not a small department. There's thousands of employees here. Now, most of these people were communicated on April 1st. But that doesn't mean anything. They, of course, could have been hoping. And I had hoped that many of them had been prepared and had been looking, job hunting, to save their asses. But the Supreme Court decision the other day that the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services means the agency is now permitted to move forward with this reduction in workforce. And I don't object to reductions in workforce if they are carefully thought out. Trump became president and he started firing people indiscriminately. And that, in my mind, is the view of somebody who is just a dictator and a madman. Because he did not take years to put these plans together. He just decided that we had too many municipal employees. So you are hereby officially separated from HHS as of the close of business on July 14th. That's the notice that was sent out and dismissed all these employees. And thank you for your service to the American people. What a bullshit lie. In a reorganization that was announced on March 27th, the Human Services Department eliminated 10,000 employees across agencies including U.S. Food and Drug Administration, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, National Institutes of Health. Now, some have gotten their jobs back, but the numbers of jobs that are being cut on Monday is in the thousands. So some of those 10,000 were protected temporarily under a different court case. New York versus Kennedy. And that's that idiot Kennedy, the one who doesn't know anything but has this job. of secretary of whatever it is he has. So they included in the destruction of the workforce 6 units at the CDC, the Center for HIV, viral hepatitis, STD, tuberculosis prevention, the Center for Environmental Health. All of these health centers were getting creamed. The Center for Tobacco Products at the Federal Drug Administration, the Office of Head Start, the Division of Data and Technical Analysis under the Assistant Secretary for Planning and Evaluation. So they are tearing this country apart. We are giving up experienced people. For what? To save a few bucks. I understand we could have overemployment. That's an easy thing to recognize in government organization. But if you want to reorganize, then you have to have a real good plan. And if you come to office in January or February and by March you have a huge reorganization plan, I can bet you plenty of money that plan is full of holes, full of crap too. So the administration has gone ahead and done these layoffs, but these layoffs will probably be challenged in court, given that many of the HHS workers are still protected by a Dubois order. But the agency could argue that the Supreme Court ruling allows it to reduce staff. And who knows where this is really going to end. But we're probably sending many good people to the shelf, and that's a disgrace. We need all the help we can get. We need all the experienced people we can get working on jobs for this country. So when you're looking at getting laid off left and right, and then the Department of Education also could come under this ruling. But there's a lawsuit that has been filed by the teachers union, school districts, states, that may stop all this nonsense as far as teachers are concerned. So watch out, this country is being torn apart, and we will have no experienced people in the jobs that we really need them at. So I leave you with this ugly story this morning. Have a great day and consider what's going to happen to this country when all of these experienced people have lost their jobs. Take care. Goodbye.